What's up? What's happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel Sports, Life, and Politics TV. I'm Samuel Koppel, and I'm here for the news. Here's yesterday. There was what I would like to call an orchestrated event. Something that some people may say you're dealing in hyperbole, aka extreme exaggeration. But I say no way. I say most of these people are Luciferians, especially at the top, especially the people who own network news stations like MSNBC, Fox News, CNN. Regardless of what you think, all of these people are in cahoots together and basically have the same agenda. Now, one side might play good cop while the other side play bad cop. But believe you me, their agenda is all the same. They're all playing roles and they're all actors on television. Tucker Carlson was fired. And on the same exact day, Don Lemon was fired. Anybody know anything about these two stations that these guys work for? Tucker worked for Fox News. Don Lemon worked for CNN. They were television adversaries. They always clashed, went head to head with one another. Now, if these guys seen each other in a bar, they would probably share a beer. And knowing how these people get down, they might even share a kiss, allegedly. But I just want to go over this news clip of Don Lemon and Tucker Carlson being fired on the same day. What I would say is an orchestrated event like 9/11 or some of these mass shootings. Not all, but some, allegedly. But we're going to go over these clips and see if we can't add a little bit of discernment to what's going on.
This morning. Good evening once again. I'm Stephanie Rule. We begin with the stunning announcement rocking the media and political worlds tonight. This morning, Fox News announced Tucker Carlson, the highest rated host in primetime cable news, was officially OUT. According to the Murdoch-owned Wall Street Journal, sources say, quote, Carlson found out he was being let go 10 minutes before the network announced his departure. And on Friday,
And let me say this. Tucker says that he found out 10 minutes before he was the segment of before the news that was about to start that he was being let go. Do I believe that? Absolutely not. When you work in these corporate American structures, believe you me, there are signs throughout the whole corporation that you're about to be let go. Tucker was not blindsided by this. He might say he was, but he was not. Just my opinion.
it was clear he had every intention of being on air tonight.
We'll be back on Monday. In the meantime, have the best weekend with the ones that you love, and we'll see you then.
Let me say this. These people are paid actors. A lot of the times, the people who are on the news, the things that they spew are the political things, the views that they have on screen are not what they believe in their real life. Tucker Carlson was recently outed between emails and tapes that he actually hates Donald Trump. Now, Don Lemon, behind the scenes, he doesn't believe all of this goddamn liberal propaganda. Maybe some of it, but more, he don't believe in all that. But on the TV screen, they're reading a teleprompter and they're basically rolling with the punches.
Tucker Carlson's exit was just one of the media shakeups that made news today. NBC's Stephanie Gosk has more.
Fox News Media and Tucker Carlson have agreed to part ways, the network said in a surprise statement today, offering no explanation for ending the most popular show on cable news. The audience tops 3 million on an average night. Viewers drawn to Carlson's far-right opinions on issues from January 6th to immigration.
This policy is called the Great Replacement, the replacement of legacy Americans with more obedient people from faraway countries.
Carlson leaves just days after Fox Corporation settled a defamation lawsuit with Dominion Voting System for $787.5 million. Neither the network or Carlson has responded to requests for comment. The popular host...
And the reason why they lost that lawsuit, because you have to say these things are alleged. We don't have facts, but we think, in our opinion, allegedly this happened. Tucker Carlson then gets on TV, and even if it is true, if you don't have proof of that, that's slander. So you can't do that. So that's why they lost that case against that the voting machine company.
Is also being sued by former Fox producer Abby Grossberg. She accuses Carlson of promoting a hostile work environment, speaking to NBC News in an exclusive interview.
Women were objectified. It was a game. It was a sport. It was like being in a locker room.
In a step.
Well, is that true? Maybe, probably. That's why I always hold men more accountable than women, because we know women on jobs, if they find a man attractive, they can be extremely flirtatious. They might pat a guy on the ass. They may speak in sexually suggestive terms. All of that things, but men are not supposed to find that offensive. But if you say things out of line on the job, and believe you me, working around white people throughout my life, especially white boys, they say some of the wildest shit I've ever heard in my life. Some of it is funny and comical, but it ain't for the workplace. And in corporate America, I can imagine with these white boys with this frat boy mentality. I always said this, when people go on a job, even whether it's corporate America or whether it's remedial work, their last education is going to be what the job environment is. If their last education was Ivy League, it's going to be a college Ivy League environment. If their last education was junior college, it'll be a junior college environment. If their last education was high school, you'll get a high school environment. And if it's middle school, you'll get a complete damn fool environment. But whatever it is, you get a childish environment on a lot of these work sites, whether it be corporate America, whether it be in a warehouse, grocery store, football team. I don't care where you go. You always get a school-like environment. People become extremely childish and petty in work environments. So that's something that you have to pay attention to, and that's something that you have to keep your eye on when you work at these jobs. For a man not to be loose with his tongue when he's talking sexually suggestive at work. You can't do it. Women can get away with that shit more than we can. I know that for a fact.
The network called the claims unmeritorious and riddled with false allegations. But Carlson's departure from Fox wasn't the only media shakeup today. CNN announced longtime anchor Don Lemon would be leaving.
So good morning, everyone. Welcome, and we're so glad that you could join us here.
CEO Chris Licht thanked Lemon in a message to the company, adding Don will forever be a part of the CNN family. Lemon tweeting a different take on his sudden departure. I am stunned. I would have thought that someone in management would have had the decency to tell me directly.
Now, what are the chances mathematically that Don Lemon and Tucker Carlson, TV adversaries, are fired on the same exact day? What are the chances that Don Lemon and Tucker Carlson, neither one of them knew that they were being fired? There was no whispers. You don't have nobody in HR. You don't have nobody above. You don't have no friends, because when some shit's coming downhill on these jobs, people are talking. That's what it's like, a high school, college / childish environment. It's a lot of gossip on jobs. We all know that. There's no way that both of them was caught off guard and had no idea this shit was coming. That's why I say these things are orchestrated. These people are Luciferians. I would dive deep into that, but that's not what this news clip is about. But believe you me, these two being outed at the same exact time is not by happenstance. Period, point blank.
CNN denies the claim that management didn't offer him an opportunity for a meeting. Lemon's departure comes just 2 months after controversial comments he made on air about women, specifically presidential candidate and former UN ambassador Nikki Haley.
Nikki Haley isn't in her prime. Sorry. When a woman is considered to be in her prime in her 20s and 30s and maybe 40s.
What do you wait?
Don Lemon said that a woman is in her prime in her 20s and 30s. Facts. That's a fact. But Don Lemon is not supposed to say that when you're a super liberal. Super liberals are not supposed to say those type of things. You can be in your prime as a woman if you old as Nancy Pelosi. You could be 87 years old and in your physical peak prime. You could just say anything and be anybody. You can identify as a young woman even if you're a 75-year-old woman. That's where Don Lemon messed up at. Let's hear him one more time.
And former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley.
Nikki Haley isn't in her prime. Sorry. When a woman
Sorry.
is in her prime in her 20s and 30s and maybe 40s.
What are you talking? Wait.
That's not according to me.
Prime for what? Talking about prime for being president.
What the facts are. Google it.
Lemon later said he regretted the comments and called them inartful and irrelevant. Licht kept him on the anchor desk, telling staff he would participate in unspecified formal training, according to CNN Business. But tonight, the controversial anchor is out of a job. NBC News' parent company, NBC...
What's so funny about that is Don Lemon has been a soldier for the super liberal left for so long, and Tucker Carlson has been a soldier for the super far right for so long, and they're both outed on the same exact day. That's why on these clips, and when I go over these different things on this channel, you can't be surprised when I say things are orchestrated. There's just no way, out of all the days in the year, out of all the times in the year, they both fired on the same day. Stop it.
Universal is also dealing with a sudden departure. CEO Jeff Shell is leaving after an investigation revealed inappropriate conduct, according to Comcast.
Now let me say this. This man right here, Mr. Shell, if Mr. Shell looked like Brad Pitt, he can flirt all day long on these jobs. But if you're not good looking, you don't have natural charm and charisma, you don't have the gift, the gab, the energy that women like and are attracted to, you can't go on these jobs and say anything. There's guys who own jobs can get away with shit other guys can't. Period, point blank. But even those guys who can get away with that shit have to be careful, because as soon as the woman becomes upset or mad or disappointed or something ain't going her way or you flirting with the wrong woman, all of that shit can change and work against you. This guy looks like an ugly puppy. He looked like a sad dog. Ain't a woman on the planet look at him and say, I want him. But yet these people get on these jobs and say things and do things. And he said he had an inappropriate relationship with a woman. Do I believe that that's possible? Absolutely. But if you're in a superior position over a woman on a job and the shit goes wrong, she can cry misconduct, she can cry foul play, she can cry sexual harassment, she can win. Because you can't be over a person on a job where you control a hiring, firing, raises, promotions, and then have a sexual relationship with them. You cannot do that. So that's why even he's coming out and saying, some of the stuff I was wrong, but everything was consensual. But you just got to be careful.
Which owns NBC Universal. Shell writing, I had an inappropriate relationship with a woman in the company, which I deeply regret. I'm truly sorry I let colleagues down. A lawyer for CNBC anchor Hadley Gamble says the investigation into Mr. Shell arose from a complaint by my client of sexual harassment and sex discrimination. Shell and Comcast.
Like I said, even if it was mutual and these guys and both of them agreed to have a sexual relationship with one another, he's still in the wrong by the work bylaws. You just can't do it because you have control. You have power over that person. You can't do it. You're not supposed to do it. But people do it every day, and when the shit backfires, you got to pay.
Have not commented on those allegations.
Our thanks to Stephanie Gosk for that report.
You know, people get into the right and wrong of it. Oh, well, that ain't right. But that's the reality. You know, it's like if you get a woman pregnant, or you get 2 or 3 women pregnant, and you really are trying to take care of the kids and give money and do all that, she puts you on child support. It doesn't matter that it's not right. What matters is that you was not disciplined with your penis. In the end, yes, this is how the society is set up. There's no way around it. That's just something that we just have to accept as men. It's not fair. If you want fair, go to Dallas and go down to South Dallas and go to the Fair Park where they serving out corn dogs and fried Snickers. But you're not going to get fair in real life because you have the choice of who you sleep with. And once you choose that, who you lay down with, the consequences have to fall on you. Same for me. That's no different from me. But I just wanted to go over that clip, you guys. Red versus blue. The duality of the whole thing. Two Luciferians let go on the same day. Is it coincidence? Is it happenstance? Or is it orchestrated? You tell me. This has been Sports Life and Politics TV. I'm Samuel Coppel. I'm here for the news. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. If Don Lemon and Tucker Carlson met in the bar, they might share a kiss ride. Peace.